What is the culture like in Mexico? The culture is very family oriented. It is very friendly, very community. I think people worry about everybody as a whole. We don't think of being individuals and worrying about just yourselves, but we worry about the whole. What is the soul of Mexico? And for me personally, the soul of Mexico would be your family. I think family is pretty much everything to us. We grow in a community that is very family oriented, and that's one of the major things of what is the soul of Mexico, right? But also, it would be like the family, the music, the food. I think that makes the soul of Mexico. Prior to moving to the United States, I would hear a variety of stories. Some were great, some were sad, some obviously from a family of members who had migrated. They had great stories as well as they had sad stories. So we had heard how difficult it was, how different the culture is, how different the food is, how just the treatment of different people, different experiences. Definitely for some of our communities who traveled without documents, right? But we also heard like good stories from my dad. He was always blessed enough to be surrounded by wonderful people that loved him and embraced him as a son. Why did we move to the United States, or why I came to the United States? I was brought here by my parents. My father migrated to the United States since he was 16. He has been working here all his life. He would go back. So for Christmas, that's a big part in Mexico. A big part of the culture is Christmas. Also, he continued to travel back and forth. He would come and work, and he would go home and spend holidays and things like that with us. When we got about 1993, we came. So we used to come every summer to come and spend summers here with my dad as we got older, and it was easier, of course, for my mother to travel here with us. Then we would come and spend summers with him when we were out of school. And that summer, my mom decided she didn't want to leave my dad anymore. She wanted to stay here and didn't want to do the whole single mother, I guess, in Mexico. So we ended up moving to the United States and staying. Some of the hardships of a foreigner are language barrier, culture, as well as behavior among different people. Another hardship is not looking the part, right? You don't look like the people that are here or live here, or you don't wear the clothing that they expect you to wear, right? Me personally, being a child of an immigrant and a foreigner here in this country, I did not dress like the people here dressed. I didn't look like a lot of the people looked. So, you always have wonderful people that follow you around everywhere when you walk into a store, or you have people giving you dirty looks, or you have people looking you up and down, or just glaring at you, but you have no idea why they're looking at you. You wonder if, I don't know, maybe my makeup is messed up, or I have something on my teeth, and in reality, it's just some of the hardships that you experience as a foreigner, as someone who looks different than what they expect you to look or act or be like. Being in America, I think everyone experiences racism, but my first experience for me was in my English class. So I used to spend hours with my mom looking through our dictionary, right, to learn what the instructions said from my English teacher. So we would spend hours, sometimes at 1 in the morning, we were still looking up what a word would mean and how we would answer, say, the questions we figured out that it meant, try and translate, come up with the answer to those questions, and then try and translate that back. And I remember going to class one day, turning in my homework, and I remember me telling the teacher, like, I just don't understand this assignment. Like, I didn't understand what the questions or what the assignment was. And I remember going up to her desk, and I remember asking her, and I remember her looking up at me and saying, well, if you would just speak English, you would understand. And I remember feeling very upset. I remember feeling anger. I remember feeling so many emotions that I maybe her tone, maybe the way she looked at me, maybe all of it. I'm not sure, but I could tell that she was looking at me as if I wasn't worthy to even be in her class. What keeps me here, even after all this, is my children. My children were born here in the United States. I married a wonderful man here from the United States. If it wasn't for my family and my children, I would not remain here in the United States. I would be back in my home country and probably experiencing life in a very different way than what I currently do.